Welcome to my session. Over the next 10 minutes, I'm going to take you through how Tim Tam Biscuits creatively marketed their new products using New Zealand's top bloggers. As mentioned earlier, I'm Rochelle Shaw, and you can find me on Twitter using the handle @RochelleShaw. Feel free to tweet me any questions you have, and don't forget to include the official Summit hashtag Outreach Marketing. Before we get into details, a bit of background about me. I first got involved in the industry over 10 years ago. Since then, both my passion and the influencer marketing industry have grown exponentially. I now absolutely live and breathe digital marketing, strategy, and implementation. I am proud to be a part of the shift in consumer marketing methods. I believe this is why High Group chose me to share my knowledge at this event. Bloggers Club, the company I oversee as General Manager, launched 2 years ago. During this time, we've won awards and created and managed influencer marketing activity for over 200 local and global brands, showing them the value and why bloggers and influencers should be paid. This month alone, Bloggers Club has over 43 influencer marketing brand campaigns running live, using 200 plus paid influencers, creating over 165 pieces of video and blog content, and more than 800 social mentions integrating the brands they are working with. We are achieving impressive results for our clients. One particularly successful campaign was the Tim Tam activity that you're going to hear about today. It all started at the beginning of 2015 when we were approached by Y&R, Arnott's agency, to create the influencer marketing strategy for a new Tim Tam range. They wanted to get the word out about the new range. However, the brand manager for Arnott's, Maya, recognized the digital channel was a beast, and while she knew their target audience was online, she also recognized that there was already a huge volume of noise in this space. Getting cut through would be a challenge. They partnered with us in order to access our expertise in this area. No surprises with the new range. Arnott's Tim Tam wanted to drive awareness of the new flavors with the brand's target audience of 24 to 44-year-olds who were light to medium Tim Tam consumers. Activity kicked off with a burst and continued over 2 months. With amazing and on-trend new flavors, you wouldn't expect this to be much of a challenge. However, light to medium Tim Tam buyers tend to be relatively fickle and shop across the category with little loyalty to any particular brand. Our activity needed to not only make the Tim Tam audience be aware of the new range, but convince them to trial it and add the new flavors to their biscuit repertoire. The way to do this was born from a further research-led insight. The new Tim Tam flavors weren't just flavors, that they were the flavors of the moment. If you hadn't heard of salted caramel, you must have been living under a rock for the past year. We needed to leverage flavors like coconut and salted caramel, which were two of the flavors in the new range, and leverage this flavor buzz with our influencers to help Tim Tam become a part of it. Our mission was to get Arnott's Tim Tam's target audience to crave the new range by creating irresistible Tim Tam moments, mouth-watering content that we knew would encourage them to literally rush to the nearest supermarket to pick up a packet. Success would only be achieved by resonating with the audience. To do this, we would need the right bloggers, sharing the right messages, and the relevant, interesting content through the right channels at the right time. With strategy formed and aligned with the greater marketing plan, the next step was to recruit the bloggers. 16 of New Zealand's top content creators and social influencers were recruited and briefed to create authentic and engaging blogs, video and social content, whilst including the hashtag Tim Tam Moments for trackability and social listening purposes. These content creators and influencers included New Zealand's top food bloggers, New Zealand's top lifestyle bloggers, 10 social influencers tasked to highlight their Tim Tam moments, and an additional 200 prosumers recruited, vetted and briefed to sample and share their experience with their friends. By adding prosumer activity and thus digitizing Tim Tam product sampling, we were able to gain invaluable insights about consumers, their purchase intent, product R&D, and recommendation rates. As well as this, we formed a database of truly engaged brand advocates that felt special and honoured to be one of the first to try the new Tim Tam flavours. So the content. Bloggers created lifestyle content and amazing recipes, including the biscuit, that were shared on their blogs and eaten by their friends and family. One of the perks in our office is actually getting to try these delicious recipes. The example on screen is a result from blogger Rhiannon of Inri's Pantry, who created 4 Tim Tam flavour inspired hot chocolates. The perfect drink to do the Tim Tam slam. That's when you bite off each end of the biscuit and suck your now Tim Tam infused drink through the middle. Another example, and one of my personal faves, is the salted caramel cheesecake from Kirsten of High Tea with Dragons. It was delicious. Social content was shared across channels such as Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Pinterest, Twitter, and Snapchat. Seeing as 55% of New Zealanders access Facebook on average 14 times per day, it was clear Facebook was where the majority of our social content and conversations needed to be. As you can see from the few examples, all content was on brief with exceptional imagery. For further engagement and product trial, the bloggers and social influencers ran competitions. To increase the reach and ensure as many females within the target market had seen the amazing food and lifestyle content, we gave bloggers and social influencers amplification budget to boost their posts. Tim Tam was then able to repurpose the content, sharing it on their own channels and leveraging the bloggers' brand equity. So proof that it works? Well, we had 216 brand advocates who created 16 pieces of blog and video content. These content pieces generated 24,000 page views with an average engagement rate of 29%, triple industry standard at the time. This meant that people spent over 1,000 hours reading the blogger content. We achieved a powerful surge in brand mentions, 169 social mentions, resulting in 26,000 social interactions and a total Facebook reach of 730,000 on blogger and influencer posts to the target market. Some influencers reported Facebook engagement rates on their posts as high as 9%. Facebook is where we saw people do the majority of the commenting, whereas Instagram was all about the liking. The commentary showed us that consumers were genuinely intrigued by the influencer's post about the new range, particularly around the flavours. Positioning Tim Tam within recipe and lifestyle posts meant that product and content resonated well with the target audience, as witnessed by the engagement received. Tim Tam has gained a great reputation as a product that creates special moments thanks to and reinforced by both brand and the advocate imagery. The hashtag Tim Tam Moments was being used and continues to be used by consumers and bloggers alike. When you share something on social media or in real life and people respond, that's influence. The power of influence was clear in this activity, with our bloggers, social influencers and prosumers getting New Zealand consumers to purchase Tim Tam biscuits, recreate their recipes, and share these creations with their friends and the influencers who they were inspired by. 96% of advocates wanted to continue their partnership with the Tim Tam brand as they genuinely loved the product, and overall the community feedback was overwhelmingly positive. So now that we have these relationships established and the results broken down, we know which are the right influencers to continue engaging with. The success of this campaign also led Arnott's, Y&R and Bloggers Club teaming up a further 2 times with increased investment. This activity saw extended distribution collaborations with NZ print and online publications such as Taste Magazine, Fashion Quarterly, and Women's Day, featuring bloggers and their recipes. The current campaign results are surpassing previous engagement rates, and as blogger Belinda Nash from NZ Girl so nicely puts it, there is a hunger for both this brand and a blogger's creative interpretation of it. This activity contributed to a successful integrated campaign that saw Tim Tam household penetration grow by an unprecedented 5 percentage points in less than 12 months, continued double-digit in market sales growth from a decline of -16% prior to the launch of the new flavors. And the new campaign, well, a true success story with Bloggers Club and our influencers being an integral part of this. The success of the original and subsequent campaigns is evidence of the power key influencers with their amazing content have on a brand, and clearly shows why your brand needs to get involved in this space now. If you haven't already, be sure to check out the success for yourself. Search the hashtag TimTamMoments to see what people are creating and the conversations that are being had. I'd love for you to reach out to me via Twitter or LinkedIn with any questions about Bloggers Club, the Tim Tam case study, or general influencer marketing questions you may have. Remember to include the hashtag outreach marketing so that others can join in the discussions too. Thanks to Kristen and the High Group team for having me as part of their 2016 Outreach Marketing Virtual Summit.